I think something like this, it's one of those things which, it's a habit. If you keep doing it, it becomes a habit. And as a result of that habit, you start to look at the world and your life in it very differently. I suppose, yeah, I mean, that's probably the main reason why I'm doing it. I like the idea of focusing in on specific things of each day of your life throughout a year. And obviously, people say it's the little things that make up life. So, yeah, I suppose that's the main reason why I'm doing it. The plan is I'm going to use this camera alone, but obviously there may be days where I forget to take it with me, or the battery runs out, and yeah, I might have to resort to using either the camera on my phone, which is not the best camera in the world, but it may come to that, or just borrowing someone else's camera. Here I have the Samsung WB700. It was a Christmas present which I asked for, specifically for this task. I mean, I only wanted a small one, I didn't want a big SLR. I wanted something I could put in my pocket and just whip out and take snapshots with. So this is very good for that. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that it comes with its own battery. I hate these things because you always have to make sure they're charged up. I'd much prefer to have a camera where you just put in disposable batteries. That way, you know, if you're out and you run out of battery power, then you just go and buy some more batteries. But with this, I'm going to have to ensure that it's charged every day. I'm probably going to have to buy another one and a charger, so that'll be another 40 quid on top of this. But other than that, it's a very good camera, and I'm very glad I got it. And yeah, I hope to take some good pictures with it. Initially, I was going to have quite a few guidelines. For instance, I was one of them was going to be whenever I took a picture, it always had to be from my own point of view. I wouldn't be able to let someone else take a picture of me. So literally, if I was to do it from my own point of view, the only way that I'd be able to appear in my pictures would be if you could see my reflection in the picture. Which I thought, oh, that's quite a good guideline, because obviously it means that the 366 project would be true from my point of view. So it would literally be my project, because you'd be seeing everything as I saw it. Another rule was going to be what aspect ratio I was going to shoot in. The default aspect ratio for photos is 4:3, which is nothing wrong with that. Photos, they look good in 4:3, hence why everyone shoots them in 4:3. But when I was thinking up these guidelines, I'd recently made a photo storyboard for a short film I had to make, and obviously because the short film was going to be shot in 16:9, I shot the photos in 16:9. And when I was looking at them, I thought, oh, I quite like the way that the photo is framed in that ratio. But the problem is, if you do it in that ratio, once you flip them vertically, photos don't look so good vertically in 16:9. I don't think. If I ever did have vertical photos, I'd have to switch back to 4:3. And I didn't really like the idea of switching aspect ratios. I wanted to find one aspect ratio that I could stick with. Another guideline was I was going to not post-edit my photos, so the photos as I'll present them were going to be as they were taken. I didn't want to do much editing, so it takes up time, and the thing is, when I post-edit photos, I'm at it for hours, because there's so many possibilities, it's hard just to decide on what are really the best. And with something like this, the best thing you can do is just not edit them and just keep as originally taken, which is a good guideline. But those all said, I've decided to scrap those guidelines because I can see it being restrictive. I don't want it to be restrictive because obviously, for instance, with the POV guideline, there'll come a day where there's a good photo of where I'm in the photo, and I won't be able to take it because of the POV rule. So yeah, I'm scrapping the guideline. And anyway, I think, seeing as this is my first time doing a project like this, I should just experiment, not worry about having guidelines. So yeah, I'm just going to have fun and experiment. I'll be posting the photos on the blog, which I created with Blogger. In addition to that, I'll also be posting on Flickr, Twitter, Google Plus, and 2 new ones I've just discovered, PicLife and Chime In. I'm going to aim to post daily, so each day's photo I'm going to try and post on the same day that it was taken. Obviously though, I realise that probably won't always work, so occasionally I will have a bit of a backlog, but I'm going to try and stick to the daily guideline as firmly and as possibly as I can. It will just be photo posts. Occasionally though, I may post another vlog, such as this one. If I feel like I've hit a milestone, or I need to look at my development, or need to reassess where I am, or change something, then yeah, but no, primarily it will just be the photos I'll be posting up. Once I do complete it, providing I do complete it, I want to produce a collage, which I'll put on a proper big print and all that, have put on the wall. But I'd also like to produce a montage video, which I suppose I'm trying not to think of it as just a basic montage. I want to play around with it, but again, that I won't be able to do that until the end of the year, so I've got a whole year to think about that, so I'm not going to worry too much. This is my New Year's resolution, this project. That's the way I'm looking at it. In my mind, this is a New Year's resolution that I can achieve, because it's taking a photo each day, which isn't hard. Alright, selecting different content to take each day that you haven't necessarily taken before is hard, but actually taking a photo each day isn't hard. So in my mind, it's easy to achieve, and the great thing about it, because I'm doing it every day, it shows my commitment to achieving that New Year's resolution. But it's going to be adapting to a new habit, and this is what I'm really hoping to achieve from it, because as a habit, it's going to be asking me to be more critical and selective about what I show of the world each day. You know, whether it's something I'm used to seeing of the world, as well as being things I'm not used to seeing of the world. So I'm hoping that this continual habit every day for a whole year, eventually by the end of it, it will change the way that I naturally perceive and experience the world. This time next year, I can look back at it and say, yes, you know, I've achieved my New Year's resolution. You know, one, because I have 366 photos to show for it, and which chronicle my year, and 2, because as a result of doing this project, the way that I look at the world and the way that I enjoy the world, it has changed as a result of it. So certainly then, what I'm looking to gain from this project is for it to change me. I think in that sense, it's a very good New Year's resolution to have. So yeah, I can't wait to get started. Happy New Year.